In tonight's Big Story Breakdown, we're digging into the impacts of the big, beautiful bill.
It's been a little over 3 weeks since Congress passed the tax package. And as Fox 25's Paige Taylor explains, we are starting to get a better idea of how it will affect nonprofits, helping those in our state who are going hungry.
Within the bill lies concerns for nonprofit organizations, especially the changes to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. President Trump signed the reconciliation bill known as the Big Beautiful Bill on the 4th of July. The bill made changes to the SNAP program, which about 700,000 Oklahomans rely on, according to Hunger Free Oklahoma.
The ones that directly impact people the soonest are the changes in time limit and paperwork requirements for people to prove that they are working or volunteering or something else. And they have added whole new categories of people that were never subject to these paperwork requirements and time limits before.
Hunger Free Oklahoma partners with government agencies, nonprofits, and others to help connect people to food resources.
Short term, what you're going to see is all the folks who've lost benefits are going to lean on the charitable system, which is already overloaded and has higher demand than ever before. So our food bank partners, our pantry partners, are going to get hit harder. Schools are going to see more families struggling.
Chris Bernard says states will now have to share the cost of the SNAP program with the federal government if the state has an error rate over a certain percentage.
It's basically paperwork mistakes in the amount people receive in benefits, both over and under. So maybe instead of getting $240, a household gets $260. That's an error. And for Oklahoma, at our current error rate, in about 2.5 years, we will be expected to pay $270 million in SNAP benefits. Like, that will be our percentage portions.
The Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma has already seen a rise in the number of people needing assistance in the past couple of years, and that number could increase when some no longer qualify for SNAP benefits.
We expect that to increase. We have a wonderful partnership with the Department of Human Services, so they know to refer people to our partner agency network when they need food, and so there'll be more of that, right?
Stacy Dykstra says the loss from SNAP changes are equivalent to 140 million meals for the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma.
From all different angles, more people will be coming to our partner network to look for resources, and that's a really scary feeling for all of us. I mean, we're going to stick together and we're going to figure it out, but so we're actively looking for ways to source more food and to make sure that our partners have what they need to fulfill the increased need that we'll see.
The funding cuts for SNAP detailed in the bill are expected to happen over the course of the next decade. Reporting in studio, Paige Taylor, Fox 25 News.
According to a Congressional Budget Office estimate released Monday, the tax package also expected to leave 10 million more people without health insurance in 2034. The new projection was about 2 million people lower than an earlier estimate due to revisions to the bill made by the Senate. Separately, the CBO has projected an additional 5 million more could be uninsured in 2034 due to the expiration of Affordable Care Act premium subsidies and changes to enrollment eligibility. This also impacts SoonerCare, which has expanded access to health care in our state since 2006. We saw the highest number in 2023 when nearly 1.4 million Oklahomans were enrolled. Now, according to the Oklahoma Policy Institute, the Big Beautiful Bill's cuts in work requirements will push thousands of Oklahomans off of SoonerCare, especially in rural counties. Now, this map outlines SoonerCare coverage by county. In 2023, 28 to 30% of Oklahomans in 8 counties relied on SoonerCare, and at least 21 counties had 25 to nearly 28% relying on this coverage.
The president's Big Beautiful Bill also included cuts to FEMA, mainly to its violence and terrorism prevention programs. However, we could see more cuts in the future. The president has said he wants to eliminate FEMA by the end of the year and believes states should take on more responsibility for responding to and preparing for extreme weather and other disasters. This would take a toll on Oklahoma. Oklahomans in several counties have until tomorrow to apply for FEMA assistance to help with recovery following the March wildfires and straight-line winds. This assistance helps cover the costs of rental expenses, home repairs, and medical expenses. Over the years, we've also seen FEMA help Oklahoma communities recover from tornadoes. And despite passing the big beautiful bill, members of Congress are facing a new funding battle.
Fox 25's national reporter Atra El-Nashar walks us through what's at stake.
The end of summer in Washington usually means one thing: the threat of a government shutdown. As the end of the fiscal year approaches at the end of September, passing a federal budget requires votes from both parties.
I hope at some point, particularly when it comes to funding the government, we can get some cooperation from Democrats.
We are doing everything we can to keep the bipartisan appropriations process going forward.
Democrats were just steamrolled by simple majority votes that ushered in Republicans' so-called One Big Beautiful Bill and a $9 billion rescissions package to reverse funding Congress previously approved. This time, with 60 votes needed to pass the 12 appropriations bills out of the Senate, Democrats are determined to make sure their minority gets a say.
It serves the country well because people are represented and don't get hurt. When one side tries to do it all, it creates big problems.
So far, Democrats' strategy is unclear. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer faced serious backlash from his own party when, back in March, he helped Republicans avoid a shutdown. Some Republicans are starting to say any lapse in government funding will be called a Schumer shutdown. But the message coming from the director of the White House's Office of Management and Budget is to box Democrats out.
Who ran and won on an agenda of a bipartisan appropriations process? Literally no one. The appropriations process has to be less bipartisan.
Russ Vought hints the White House will send Congress more requests to cut funding, which Republican majorities can approve unilaterally. Chair of the Conservative Freedom Caucus, Congressman Andy Harris, tells us in order to get their votes for the One Big Beautiful Bill, the administration promised more cuts to government spending. Democrats want assurances from their Republican colleagues that the funding they're voting for now won't just be reversed by these White House rescissions later on. As of Monday, 4 of the 12 Senate appropriations bills had passed out of committee with bipartisan support. On Capitol Hill, I'm Atra El-Nashar.
And that was your big story breakdown. You can learn more about the impact of the big beautiful bill and how it's having an impact on our state on OKCFox.com.
Plus, you can find all of our previous big story breakdowns on our YouTube channel. Just scan the QR code on your screen or search OKC Fox.